What is the Malayalam film industry smoking these days? I mean, one banger after another in the year 2024. Hi guys, this is Farhad and welcome back to my channel Popcorn Reviews. If you're new to this channel, then please smash that subscribe button now and remember to like and comment on the video. Liking and commenting helps fuel the YouTube algorithm, and I just did not see that coming. Neither the film nor the twist in the film. The Malayalam film that we are going to be talking about is Sookshmadarshini, which is starring Nazriya and Basil Joseph. I mean, this is one of those films that absolutely caught me off guard. And how one of the interesting aspects coming to the story and screenplay, let's jump into it. Before that, there are no spoilers in this video. You can sit back and enjoy this video, which puts a lot of pressure on me to manage my words, which I'm going to do very tactfully in the video. So if the review seems a little vague, it is intentionally vague. Remember that. So coming to the story and screenplay, one of the interesting aspects of Sookshmadarshini is actually the template that is there. You do not see the opening act directly, going into the crime of the film that is there. In fact, the opening scene that is there is something that may not have a large relevance in the overall scheme of things, but it is important to showcase the chaotic life of Priya, who plays the protagonist here. So you see her rigging her resume, or more specifically the work experience that she has in order to get a job, only for the scene to cut to her realizing that a car has been dented. Now this is a very varied kind of a scene that is there. None of the two events really come together, even in the scene nor in the film, but it shows the kind of chaos that you would expect in the film that is leading up to such a brilliant finale that is there. Now, one of the interesting aspects of the writing here is also the characterization. Priya is a normal next door neighbor, you can say. She's a very normal kind of a woman leading a pleasant life with a family comprising of a husband and daughter that is there, and her life turns topsy-turvy with the arrival of her neighbor, who is a kind of a goofy kind of a character, so to say. Very regular. You wouldn't really suspect anything that is there that is transpiring next door. But the catch is that the entire film is unfolding through the gaze of Priya, which means that the character of neighbor that is there, Manuel, played by Basil Joseph, seems to be suspicious, and you can tell that there's something amiss, but you cannot really pinpoint on what the issue is, specifically when you view it from the lens of Priya that is there. Now the entire film, it transpires like a cat and mouse chase of sorts. The mystery in the film here, I would say, is very different from that of which we saw in Kishkinda Kandam that is there. Kishkinda Kandam, if you remember, did not have a hook in the story. It was meandering at different directions before coming together. Here the hook is between these two characters that is there of Priya and Manuel, and a little cat and mouse game that you play alongside. It's a meta cat and mouse game, so to say. Why is it meta? Because you are always in the screenplay, you as a viewer are always 2 steps ahead of Priya, but 2 steps behind Manuel that is there. So you're somewhere in the middle between Priya and Manuel. That allows you to to notice things that others may not seem to be strange, but Priya finds to be suspicious. And regarding Manuel, anything is possible. It's a very interesting kind of a twisted character that is there. One interesting note again of the screenplay is the tone of the screenplay. You can see that the tone, when you notice the film, the tone, it's more of a comedy and a mystery that is there. Each tone is represented by the 2 characters that are there of Priya and Manuel. So the character of Priya is slightly frivolous to begin with, before slightly going into the intense territory. Likewise, Manuel also starts off as almost like a goofy character, so to say, before going into the intense territory that is there. So these two, the tones that is there, they go hand in hand with the characters of the film that is there, leading to an important interval block that was shot very well, and it actually did raise a lot of questions as to what is exactly happening, because you do see some things in the film that you see, okay, there's something amiss for sure, but you cannot point out, and that is contributing towards the interval block that is there as well. Come the second hour, the intensity of the drama definitely changes, and there's a gradual shift, towards the thrill mode, you can say, in the drama. The writing here is also self-aware that Priya is not a professional detective, so to say, and so she's an amateur, and you see her as a novice. So the best thing that she can do is just climb walls and over windows to see if there's something going on, which is also, by the way, represented by a wonderful jump scare that is there in the second hour of the film. This, while some activity in the house, is transpiring, and the events leading up to that final 20 minutes that I just did not see coming. The twist was absolutely Hitchcockian. It reminded me, this entire genre. It reminded me of Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window also. Rear Window is one of those films of Alfred Hitchcock wherein the character, the protagonist is spying on the neighbor, so to say, on account of suspicion. So there's a parallel drawn there, but the final 20 minutes was absolutely staggering, you would say, and I want to keep it under wraps. Although I did feel that there was slightly, I felt the flaw lay in its simplicity at the final frontier, you can say. But nevertheless, the twist that was there absolutely caught me off guard. So the screenplay here is really well written. Coming to the other aspects, the technical aspects of the film, like the dialogues, the music and the direction, I felt the dialogues here are, very well penned. They are conversational, but they also, have a layer of mystery to it, a layer of comedy to it, that actually makes for a wonderful watch. The music here has a similar theme to it. There's a playful theme in the mystery space, also the comedy space that is there, that makes for a wonderful viewing. The BGM almost is enough to lure you into the drama. It's something like a tease for the audience, I would say. It lures you enough to keep you invested, but not quite being able to pinpoint on what the mystery element is. So that in that zone, the BGM is really well done. The cinematography also is an interesting technical aspect. If you see, most of the shots are mid shots, and which basically means that you actually are distanced from the characters that are there, although not to an extent to be completely disconnected from them. It is somewhere in between, as I said, to enough to lure you in and to ensure that you can suspect something is going on without quite pinpointing on what the exact issue is. So that was very well done. Editing was also crisp. Also, the montage at the end was really nicely edited as well. Director MC Jitin, I think he did a wonderful job, because the line that he was treading was very complex. Of a comedy and a mystery. If the film had tilted towards a comedy, the seriousness of the drama would have been diluted. And if it was completely a mystery, then the comedy itself would have stuck out like a sore thumb. So it was a very balanced kind of a narrative style that he was approaching, and he did it with wonderful precision. He did a wonderful job here, MC Jitin. It was a staggering filmmaking style that is there, that needs to be studied as well, considering the structure that he approached. Even his characters, world building was absolutely very well done. Coming to the performances, I would stick to all the performances are good. All of them, all the actors do a phenomenal job. While it's not possible to name everybody, I will just name two actors here. One is Basil Joseph and one is Nazriya. Basil Joseph is one of the most versatile actors of the Malayalam film industry, because he can pull off a comedy role with as much ease as with a an intense role as here. This is almost like a measured intensity that he possesses with this character, that made me recall one of his earlier characters of Jai 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 Hai, which was chaotically brilliant. Although this is much more measured, but is almost like a distant cousin of Rajesh from that film. and I think Basil did a wonderful job. Coming to Nazriya, this was another, one of those characters that was very well written, and this is one of the gripes that I have had, a little gripe in an otherwise flawless 2024 for the Malayalam film industry, is that there aren't too many characters that are written for women. And when I say that, I do not mean to forcibly write a character and integrate it in the script. That character can necessarily be gender neutral but can be played by a female character as well, which is what Priya was here. And I think Nazriya did a wonderful job, and there was an inquisitive nature in her performance. Of course, she's charming and she did a wonderful job. She's not aged a day beyond Bangalore days. I felt that's the first time I watched Nazriya in a Malayalam film years ago, and I think she did a wonderful job. The balance was there between comedy and inquisitiveness to intensity. I think she was absolutely brilliant. So overall, I felt that Sookshmadarshini, I think, is one hell of a ride. It's a Hitchcockian thriller of Hitchcockian proportions. It absolutely caught me off guard at the end. I did not see that coming, and how. It's another banger from the Malayalam film industry that has had a phenomenal 2024, and we are still a month away from the new year. So imagine what all Malayalam film industry can do with limited buzz but absolutely wickedness with the plot. The thrillers have been nailed and how this year by the Malayalam film industry. So if you like this video, please remember to like the button, smash the like button, comment on what did you make of it, what was your theatre experience of Sookshmadarshini. Also, share this video with your friends and family, ask them to subscribe to the channel. Let's grow this family together, Digi family. And if you'd like to read my full review of Sookshmadarshini, it's available on my site, Popcorn Reviews with a double S, link of which is in the description box below. Also follow me on different social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and Letterboxd. I do not end up making a video on everything that I watch, but I do write a lot. All the latest reviews are available on my site and updated on my social medias as well. I'll see you again soon with another video. Till then, remember to stay tuned to this channel and throw all the love that you can. Thank you so much for all your love and effort for this channel in growing it. Thank you so much for your support. Cheers.